So, you want to use a Spiderman mythic, but you don't want to feel like this kid. Yo, what's up, Nig Figs and Trey Gigs? Today, I'll be teaching you about how to use the Spiderman mythic in competitive. If you enjoy this content that you see here, I'd appreciate it way too much if you'd like and subscribe. That'd help me out so much and keep the grind to get monetized. Alright, it's time for the video. Before we get into how and when to use the mythics, first we should understand where you can find them on the map that you see right now. Fornite.gg gives out all the locations of the Spiderman spawns, and you can incorporate them into your base landing for FNCS. If you want me to make a separate video on the landing locations itself with the mythics, please tell me in the comments below. What you see here will be my Cash Cup highlights, and I'll be explaining how I use the mythics in the endgame. We'll be VOD reviewing 3 games in different Cash Cups, and you can see exactly how I played with the mythics. And if you have any concerns, drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. And without further ado, let's hop into game number 1. So right here I get frontside with the mythics, and the main purpose for this is to look back on little Timmy's rotating and find easy free refreshes. So I noticed that if I staggered and played backside of zone, this would enable me to get into zone without wasting too much mats. And I do end up picking up a little refresh of this player's loot. Even with the mythics, you should always understand when not to swing, because right here, if I ended up swinging, I would have got shot out by height and probably got thrown into some random lair that I didn't want to be on. So right here I stay frontside because I have good mats, and I realized that I could pick up a few easy elims on my way to zone. Right here I see a player on my back tarp and I get a quick free refresh. And I knew this information because every few seconds you should always look back in your tarp just in case someone is back there lurking. So my thought process right now is to look to height to see if I can get a good chop out or an easy swing up. I see that guy on height is on wood, so I put my SMG to try and quickly get a shot down. Then it occurred to me that it'd be much easier to just swing up and try and get a shot off myself. So let's notice how I swing here. Instead of tapping like you would when you're in rotating zones or in mid game, you should get a deep swing to gain momentum and air. So obviously right here all I have to do is stay on height, SMG spray, hold some pressure, and close the game out. But as you saw earlier, I choked and ended up coming second place. Either way, it's still a good game overall, and this will bring us into our second game of the Soul Cash Cup, which will be in Tilted Towers, and I'll be explaining how to use it in a more stacked location. So without further ado, let's go and get into game number 2. When first one pulls, I stagger and was able to find dead side. I swung to the left and found an easy lair to claim that only had one other person on it. My idea was to swing on height and take it, but there's someone there, so I decided to go in the lair right below it. So I wanted to go to front side since the was quite free and I had pretty good mats. What I really wanted to do here was I wanted to take height, but someone shot me out and I ended up getting damaged. And I keep on saying, always make sure to look behind you or around your surroundings when you're about to mythic. Right here, I tapped the mythic instead of holding it down. If I swung deep and got air, he would have shot me. Looking from how close it came, I probably wouldn't have won. For the final game, I would like to talk about duos. In a team game mode, you both need to know how to use the Spiderman mythic. If one of you do not properly use your mythic, there's a high chance your game will be griefed and ruined. So make sure that both of you guys are coordinated and know exactly how you're going to be using the rotate. Our goal was to take up high ground, but with poor communication and low mats overall, we just had to back down. Like an earlier example in solos, we knew that height was really established and healthy, so we did not Spiderman to zone because we knew the risk of getting beamed really high. And plus, we were very confident in our low ground ability to get refresh, so we decided to stay on low ground and tarp it out. Now I can't lie, our original plan was to swing the front side and spread on height, but I got a really good swing up and quick did it height. Now listen, right, what I did was very risky and you do not have to do it to win, but I knew that my mythic mechanics were really good and I'd hit my shots, so I went for the play and it did end us winning the game. I ended up going down, but it was a 1v1 situation and I knew that Kian was more than good enough to clutch it out, and so he did. And that's it, guys. That's how you're going to be using the Spiderman mythics in Fortnite Battle Royale Chapter 3 of Competitive. If you enjoyed the content that you see here, please like and subscribe. It helped me out way too much and I'd appreciate it. Sadly, this is where the video will end, but next part I'll be talking about how to fight with the Spiderman mythics, so please stay tuned for that. And have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care.